Welcome back to another episode of the Mountaineer Sports Insider. I'm your Union 2 Sports Director, Cam Scott. Joining me are, of course, your two sports editors from the Daily Athenaeum, Luke Blain, Brian McQuillen. It's an MSI Friday. I'm happy to be here with you guys. We got a lot to talk about today.
I'm very happy to be here. Yeah, so many things within the last week of Mountaineer sports have happened, and a lot we got to address.
Yeah, well...
Yeah. Well, it's that little stretch where it's like every sport's kind of playing.
Yes.
Or starting to play. I know women's basketball starts off soon, but we had men's basketball and cross country starting and whatnot.
Rifles in full swing. And
Rifle. Soccer's are coming to an end soon.
Yeah, I know. Women have their last one tonight.
Football
regular
is
season. That's crazy.
Football's still playing.
Football, yeah. Before you know, there'll be baseball season, boys.
Basketball's coming. Basketball is here. We
Basketball's here.
actually do have a basketball game to talk
basketball
about.
is so here.
I think we're going to start with some football, if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Football takes a 45-18 loss to Kansas State on Saturday night. Another night game, another big conversation around this one, and another not so great performance from the Mountaineers guys.
No, it was really, I think Mountaineer fans are disappointed, and I think they have a right to be. I think we're at the point in Neil Brown's tenure where you have to start winning these big games against the top teams in the Big 12. WVU was looking like WVU had expectations to be a top team in the Big 12, and they're looking like a middle of the packer right now. And 6 years into a tenure, you expect a lot more than that, especially after the season they had last year. So, it was really one of the worst second halves I've watched as a WVU fan ever, probably.
Yeah,
it really was not good. And Neil Brown's not hiding from it. I respect that, but it's about time. I mean, you have any of these other losses for the rest of the year. If they lose any of them, it's going to be a bad loss because these are teams that WVU absolutely should be better than.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is, we've talked about it in the last couple episodes, but like just the hype of coming into the season. Now you're sitting at 3-4. And Neil Brown had not Neil Brown, but the team in general had two opportunities at home back-to-back times to get that resume-building win against a ranked team. I mean, Kansas State was 17 on top of one of the top teams in the Big 12. And I got to start raising some question marks about Garrett Green. I know he wasn't fully healthy; he went down early, so obviously hope all's well with that. But before that, I mean, some of his decision making hasn't been great the last couple of weeks. 2 interceptions, 9 for 19. In terms of completion rate. And I just think that at some point, and I know Neil Brown was asked about it in the presser and, shut down that idea right away of Nico Markle stepping in for Garrett Green. I don't know what the right call for that is, but after the way Garrett Green finished off last season, you would have thought he'd be looking a little bit better, I think. I think running the ball, he's been fine, but his deep throw accuracy really has not been there. And they have opportunities to win games. I mean, they were in this game really to the third quarter. And this is another tough loss for a team that is now, below 500.
I'm glad you brought up the turnover thing because that's one of the things that I think all three of us wholeheartedly agreed on, that for West Virginia to compete and hang around with K-State was to take care of the football, and they did not seem to that they just didn't do that.
I think that's where I think that's probably part of the frustration is because last season Garrett Green did not throw picks like he is this year.
Yeah, we kind of got into that a little bit last week.
Yeah.
He had
what did he have, like
year?
3? And
3 all last season. He's got 4 in the last 2 weeks.
And I would argue that one of his picks wasn't even like his fault remotely. It was that
the tip drill.
It was the tip drill pick that
Jalen Anderson.
He hit Jalen Anderson over the shoulder perfectly, and it was just bobbled, and then the defender swooped in. So really, I'm looking at 2 last year, and this year it's just.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the tip drill because one of the picks he threw was also a bobbled ball.
This year?
Last week.
Oh, last week. Oh, yeah, that was the first one.
Yeah,
I was writing at that time. I didn't see that one in the moment. I'm talking about last year. I mean, I'm just talking about how good.
I believe you.
Yeah, no, he was such a good decision maker last year, and I'm not saying he isn't making good decisions this year, but some of these picks you can definitely look at that and be like, man, that where that ball's going, like while it's in the air, like who's coming down with it, and it's not the offense.
The second pick he threw against Kansas State was like, it was one of those where, of course, we are not on the field.
Yes.
Us in the press box. You do not know what's going on that sideline or what what Neil Brown said was that was the hot route in that play. But it was one of those where the ball left his hand and everybody in that press box knew exactly who was catching it, and it was not a Mountaineer.
Yep, the pick 6.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that was a pick. It was not very pretty performance there from Garrett Green, Brian.
No, and I just think that again, Luke said it. They had, with the remainder of the schedule, again, they're 2-2 in the conference, but with the remainder of the schedule, there's a lot of teams that they should be better than coming into the year that they were projected to be better than. But, I mean, Arizona, I know we're focused on Kansas State, but Arizona's in a similar spot as West Virginia. I mean, 3-4. Your quarterback's been underperforming a little bit. He has Fafita has more interceptions than touchdowns this season, I believe. And they're 3-4. I mean, again, they're coming from the Pac-12, so maybe it might take time for them to adjust. But I mean, I would tie in Arizona mainly because their skill positions are really elite, but their defense struggle. But this is pretty much a must-win for both teams. Can Neil Brown win on the road at Arizona? This is their first time playing.
Do you want to do Arizona now? I was going to save next week till the second half of the show. We can talk about Arizona now.
I mean, that's fine. I was just saying because I really think it's a must-win game for both teams. And kind of what Luke alluded to before, if the Mountaineers don't win this game, Neil Brown, he might be in some trouble. I don't know what. I mean, there's still 6 games left, 5 games left.
Yeah.
But this is a game that both teams need to win because if not, they can only afford one more loss to get bowl eligible.
I actually do have a question for you too about this Kansas State game. And I'll start with you, Luke. From other than the obvious injuries, what went wrong here for WVU? Because I don't think there's really one thing you can really point to. It kind of just slipped away, slowly slipped away from them, and then it went from slowly slipping away to them from very quickly getting out of hand.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, the slow starts hurt. I mean, they had a chance
Absolutely.
to bring. How much were they down whenever they failed that 4th down conversion?
It was 17-10.
17-10. They had a chance.
So they could have kicked the field goal, made it a one-score game going into halftime.
They had a chance to tie it up too.
Yep.
It was like a 4th and I think just over a yard. That's something you need to have. I wasn't really a fan of the play call. You're running a bootleg to the right side.
When you have C.J. Donaldson sitting on the sideline.
Yeah, C.J. Donaldson's sitting on the sideline. I mean, WVU, I would say, has one of the best offensive lines in the conference, if not the country as a whole.
And rush attacks.
The best left tackle in the country, I think, no doubt.
And then you had the combination of speedy Jaheim White and the truck of a running back in C.J. Donaldson. I mean, I don't understand how you don't hand the ball off there.
Yeah, that's where mine's at with it too. I think the slow starts, especially because WVU is set on receiving the ball every game.
They really are. We talked about that before the game.
Yeah, we did. Excuse me, but
oh no, Brian's getting flashbacks. No. All last spring, he ate a coffee, could not get rid of.
No, I did. It was ridiculous.
Man. That was terrible.
But anyway, I think that at some point you might want to start compensating for the offense and having the defense take the field first, because the offense really hasn't performed whenever they get the ball first, other than the Oklahoma State game, I would say. But you look at the home games, Penn State was not good, a not good start for the offense. Neither was Iowa. Well, no, Iowa State was a great start. So I mean, it's really a coin flip based on whoever they're going against. But the offense has to get some sort of points in the first drive if you're that adamant about receiving the ball first, and they haven't. And I think personally, you get your star left tackle out, Jaheim White's out, Garrett goes out. It was not looking good from halftime.
Yeah.
That's just the reality of it.
What do you think, Brian?
I think that the secondary has to be a lot better. Against Kansas State, they lit up 2 passes that were over 50 yards, and one of them was a touchdown as well. So I think that, or led to a touchdown. I think that,
they threw for almost 300 yards.
I mean, they don't really do well in coverage. I mean, Kansas State, their receivers were good, but it's not like, I mean, McMillan's probably better than any of the receivers Kansas State has, so they just have to limit the deep plays, because that's kind of like the momentum switching plays that happen. You saw it in Iowa State where Rocco Becht was really, getting into a groove, getting that passing game going, and it just kind of deflates the team because, it's a 3rd down. We saw it even going back to the Pitt game, not even the passing defense, but the rushing defense too at points where it was like a 3rd and 9, even going back to Penn State, and Drew Aller or Eli Holstein were able to slice and dice the defense through their legs and get a 1st down, where it's a 3rd and 9, you get to stop. You get the ball back. It's a much different game as opposed to giving up a big 3rd down conversion that gives other team momentum and has led to several different scoring drives throughout the season.
I think Neil Brown talked about the game plan was.
Oh my goodness!
I can't stop clearing my throat.
It's
I'm really sorry.
It's a rough morning here. It's 1:30 in the afternoon.
It has been a rough start today. But Neil Brown talked about in the past couple games. He's talked about wanting to take the run away from the opponents, and that's fine. That's good. The thing is, nobody really runs their offense through the run as much anymore, I would argue, other than WVU. And making an offense one-dimensional doesn't really matter if you can't stop the dimension you're trying to force them to. And WVU all season has been like a bottom of the nation pass defense. It's been bad.
They are 109th in passing yards given up. You know who 110 is?
Who's that?
Pitt.
Really?
Yeah.
And Pitt 7-0. Right?
Exactly.
Because they won last night.
Well, I would make a strong argument that WVU would be 7-0 playing in the ACC also. So
Whoa.
I think so.
Let's save that for the end of the show.
Yeah.
I think that we got there's something there.
Yeah. Not even being like salty over that. I'm just saying.
You don't sound salty, right, Brian?
I don't know.
I wouldn't say salty.
Closing thoughts on football, Brian.
Again, big opportunity this week. I think that
We'll talk Arizona, but for this K-State game.
Oh, for Kansas State. No, I mean we pretty much hit all the points, but I do think that the season is far from over, and the bowl game hopes are still alive. But I think the Kansas State game you just flush down the toilet and move on to Arizona.
You gotta rinse it.
Absolutely.
Men's soccer.
Yeah.
Won. Beat Georgia State 2-1 in a marathon on Wednesday night. This game didn't end until almost midnight, guys. There was a lighting delay
delays.
and then a lightning delay, which
Yeah.
for someone who was quickly scrolling Twitter to get their updates for this game was confusing because I thought there was a lightning delay.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, there's another lightning delay. But no, the other one was because the light wouldn't turn on until almost 8:45 until they got it figured out. And then lightning delay in the 64th minute. I found out recently that for the game to be considered like a full contest for them to end the game, they only had to play 70 minutes.
Yes.
So they were 6 minutes away from just wrapping the game up.
Yeah.
But nope, instead they had
They
to...
probably would have called it if it hadn't been...
I mean, that storm, it was no joke.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. I mean,
No,
it was
not.
like I was in the apartment at the time, and I
Right.
was like, man, I don't see any storm. And then it came through and hit where I am, which is out Westron. But,
Right.
like, yeah, it was not...
No, it was
You
no joke.
cannot play in that. Like, it was lighting up the apartment.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah.
Sergio Navarro, surprise, surprise, scores
I
again.
mean, just...
And the guy's
That's
automatic.
12th goal of the year.
12th. I don't know where that ranks him in the country. It has to be pretty high.
It's top 6, right?
I think he was 4 last time I checked with a 10. And he scored twice since last week. Yeah, there was 3 hours of delays in this game, and WVU still holds on to take care of business against Georgia State, which I would argue was expected. Georgia State struggling a little bit in the Sun Belt, 0-4-2 right now, 3-7-4 on the year. West Virginia continues to be undefeated in conference play.
Yeah, I mean, talk about resilience. I mean, that game has to show it, to be able to sit there through that many delays. I want to give a big shout out to Jonathan Rains, our staff writer, who went. He stuck it out the whole time.
I would also like to give a shout out to Nico Corretto, Gabe Schoen, and RJ Rice, who also had to stick that game out the whole time.
Yes,
That's
student
a late
media
night.
showed strong. Student media showed strong at that game. But
Got some hard workers
no, I mean,
for us
I was
guys.
he was texting me updates, and I was like, man, it's 9 p.m. You should be home right now. It's
Well,
like, but
those-
you're in the first
Normally,
half.
one of the nice things about working those soccer games is you're normally home 2.5 hours after
Yeah.
the game
Yeah, it's
starts.
not-
Like
yeah,
you're really, it's not really never a super late night. It's not like football. Like football, you guys were at the press box after. You guys were writing after the game. You guys probably didn't leave there close to 1. I was out of there around midnight. I mean, soccer can be late nights, soccer is typically not a late night. Football is, and then all of a sudden you're there till midnight on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's not ideal. But yeah, you know what is ideal? Is a Mountaineer victory, Brian.
Yeah, man. Again, they squeaked it out. Obviously, Georgia State not on top of the Sun Belt Conference. I think that everyone's really. They've had a couple games where I think a couple 1-0 finishes, a couple of maybe even 0-0 ties. I could be wrong, but they do find ways to win those tight, messy games. And this game is as messy as it can get, considering there's the delays and whatnot. But that's a great win for the team. I believe they have Coastal Carolina. Yeah, they go to James Madison on Sunday and then finish out Sun Belt play against Coastal Carolina and Marshall. So I think that a 10-3-1. 10-1-3. So I think that the last 3 games of the year are going to be really big for them. I know they were number 1 in the country not too long ago, then lost to Dayton, getting that first loss. But it shows a lot about this team that they were able to win a tight game after all the controversy that went down.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the most important stretch of the season so
Yeah,
far.
I was just about to say that.
WVU is playing for seeding in the NCAA tournament right now.
No doubt.
I think they're in it. I think they're a lock. They haven't dropped out of the top 10 all season. There's no way, even if they crash and burn the rest of the way, I don't see any way they're not in there. So right now they're playing for seeding. You have JMU and Marshall are the tied for second and third or tied for second, right behind WVU in those Sun Belt standings.
Yeah.
These last 3 matches are going to be determining whether or not the road to the Sun Belt Championship runs through Morgantown or not. And if they can
fire me up, Luke.
And if they if they can get that higher seed, the fans are going to show out, especially if it is another WVU Marshall Sun Belt Championship. These 2 games, I can't even really put into words just how massive they are. I mean, they are right behind WVU in those standings, and you need those. I think they need to win out. I just, don't put it in anybody else's hands other than yours, and win those 3 games. Make teams come to Morgantown for some. No, wait a minute. Sun Belt tournaments
would be in Orlando.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's where it was last year.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. But
okay.
No, wait, the championship was in Huntington though.
I don't know. You got me. I'm not sure.
I think the championship is in so
okay. Well, what I was going to say, you said that you could not put into words how important these games are. I'm going to try because that is kind of our job here.
Yeah.
As you read the top of the standings of the Sun Belt Conference, it is West Virginia, Marshall, and James Madison. West Virginia has both of those teams left on the schedule. To put that into context, but those games are a week apart. A little more than a week apart. On Sunday, they'll travel to play JMU in Harrisonburg, Virginia, in a game in which will be a very big game. JMU is having a very good year. I have family in that area who went to JMU, who are huge soccer fans, so I've been hearing it a little bit already about that game. I don't know. I kind of have bigger fish to fry, but yeah, definitely an important stretch here to finish the year. Being able to have that 1 seed would be, I think, huge for this team in Sun Belt standings going into the year, going into that tournament, and then, like Luke said, that NCAA seeding also very, very important. Something to definitely keep in mind.
I do want to say the standings have shifted. So WVU is at the top with 16, Marshall 14, James Madison 11. Marshall and James Madison were tied at 11 the other day, but now Marshall's trying to kick it into gear, and
kick it into gear.
You're
gonna kick it into gear, Luke.
Exactly.
See what he did there, Brian?
That was a smooth transition.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't even see what you did there.
No, I didn't. I really didn't. But so now Marshall, the top seed in the Sun Belt for the tournament, could very well come down to this matchup.
That would be so
at
cool.
Yes, it would.
One game for a 1 seed? Come on.
Yeah.
90 minutes for a 1 seed? Imagine they
similar.
draw. That would be terrible.
What were the stakes last year when?
Similar, right?
Wasn't it 2-1 or something?
Yeah, it was 2-1. WVU had to go to Huntington for that game. But, I mean, it really didn't mean as much to lose the Sun Belt Championship. Yeah. WVU knew they were in, and everybody else did too. And then WVU even hosted the regional, so it was like, they got their home games out of it. You couldn't really ask for much more if you're West Virginia out of last year at the end of the season.
No.
But
yeah.
Other than a Sun Belt Championship.
Anything else on soccer, Brian?
No, I think that you guys said it. I mean, this is the biggest stretch of the season. It's kind of unique how same thing happened last year where they close out the regular season play at Marshall, and that game gets very intense because of the rivalry and whatnot. And it's going to be another intense battle this year, but obviously they got to focus on the upcoming match Sunday and whatnot. But yeah, they're in a great spot. Only 1 loss, and among one of the best teams in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We could talk a little about this women's team who took down Colorado on Sunday afternoon, 2-0. And just another good win for this team. Both soccer teams in Morgantown are red hot right now. Actually, I don't say the men's team is red hot. They did lose to Dayton, and a not great result there. But
if I can touch on that, I actually wanted to touch on that.
Okay, you can go ahead and touch it.
I think, given the circumstances, I think WVU has played a very good season so far with the expectations.
You're talking about
men's.
Okay,
yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think these scores are so low because I think every team, WVU had just gotten the number 1 seed that day, and
that's right. That's right.
WVU's had
that afternoon.
Yeah,
a couple hours before the game.
They've had a target on their back the whole season, and other teams are playing like it. I think that's why you're seeing so many teams who are keeping it so close with WVU. A lot of these conference games are decided by 1-2 goals. WVU has a target on their back right now,
yeah,
and they have to deliver. And they are. And I think that's what separates them from these other teams. And that's why they've been a top 10 team the whole year, is they have maintained those expectations and they have stayed consistent and they're winning games. And, 3 games left in the regular season, it's not a question that they're going to be playing in the postseason. So I think that's what happened there. I would say even despite how bad they looked in that game, I'm not worried about the team. They're winning when it matters, which is in Sunbelt, and I expect them to keep winning when it matters in the NCAA tournament because, this team knows how to lock in. We've seen it. And I think that I don't want to speak on their mentality or say they took it light on Dayton. It's easy to think that. I mean, you're going to Dayton. The Dayton didn't even have the stands full for the number 1 team in the country. So it's like, maybe you take the foot off the gas a little bit. I mean, all teams are guilty of doing that. I did it back in the day when I was playing sports.
Oh,
it happens. It does happen.
Maybe that's why we're here talking about sports now.
It does happen. That's why I'm not. That's why I'm not a D1 athlete. That's why I'm not a D1 tennis player.
You can be anything you said your mind to, man.
Brian, thank you, man.
I've one quick thought on that Dayton game, and then we will get into the Colorado versus West Virginia. If you're gonna lose, because the likelihood of them finishing truly undefeated is quite low. If you're going to lose one of the last 5 games of the season, you'd rather it be the non-conference.
Yeah, for sure. And also, sometimes, kind of going off Luke said, teams kind of might need that loss. That little, a little wake-up.
I mean, we know from our interview with him earlier before the season start. Go check that out if you haven't, by the way. With Coach Dan Stratford is not really shy about being a bulletin board guy.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of
they need that
kick in the rear might help
exactly.
a little bit to finish the season.
Those are still some of my favorite interviews we've done.
Those are so fun. Go listen to those men's
really
soccer interviews we did at the beginning of the year in August. Sure. Yeah, go check those out. They're quick, 2 50-minute interviews.
Yep.
Definitely worth your time. Mountaineers get the job done against Colorado in Morgantown in their final home game of the year, where they have been just unreal at home, guys. They continue to just play some really, really good soccer in Morgantown.
Absolutely. And I mean, they're kind of flying under the radar, honestly. They're flying under the radar, I think, probably in Morgantown a little bit, but they're flying under the radar in the national standpoint, too.
Yeah.
I personally think that streak of no losses from September 1st to, October
10th?
should have had them at least ranked 25. I would think that would put you in the top 25. Some key conference wins.
Well,
I mean, they're third in the Big 12 right now.
The Big 12 doesn't really get as much respect as I think it deserves in the national standpoint in general. But yeah, I don't know. Nice win for WVU here. Lisa Schopel and I don't know how to say that name. Aria Bilal.
Oh, Aria Bilal.
Yeah, got it. Nailed it. Get WVU on the board. A goal in the middle of the first half, middle of the second half. Outshot Colorado. Lily McCarthy with 2 saves. Lily McCarthy. Wow. Mackenzie Smith with 2 saves. I was reading the wrong name. WVU also led in corners and fouls, but that's okay. Still got the job done. Yeah. Anything you got on here, Luke?
Well, I think, looking at that matchup and looking ahead, first off, a lot of seniors were honored that day, a lot of seniors who have played big parts in this team. AJ Rodriguez comes to mind. She's been one of my favorite players to watch the whole year.
Spark plug,
absolutely. Just, Nikki Isabrown called her the little quarterback in the middle of the team back there because she knows how to place it. She sets up her team well with good passes. So, but now WVU is playing for standings at this point in the Big 12 tournament, which will be, I believe, next week.
Well, they have a chance for a first-round bye, I think. I think they're still in the mix for that.
Do they still do...
top 4 get buys. Top 12 make it to the tournament. So not every team makes it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, well, there's 16 teams.
I don't like that at all.
No?
No, I'd hate it. I actually don't like it. No.
I wouldn't...
It's like the Big 12... The Big 12... Are we being serious? Wait, the Big 12 conference tournament...
I'm pretty sure... you're making me nervous now. I'm going to check my...
Wait. Is that the way it is in all sports?
No.
No.
Basketball, you make them all.
Basketball, you make them all? Okay.
They have a million buys. They have a couple buys. Top 4 seeds get buys. I didn't know it was like that either.
I'm pretty sure I'm right about this.
That's insane. So right now, Kansas State, Houston, Iowa State, and UCF would all be out.
Correct. I'm assuming you're just read me the bottom 4 teams.
Yeah, those are the bottom 4.
Yeah. So your one seed would get you a bye and would play the winner of the 8-9 matchup. That sounds not so bad to me.
That's insane.
Yeah. These games are indeed next week. First round would be on Wednesday. So it looks WVU. Where do they sit in the Big 12 right now?
3rd.
Okay, so if the tournament started tomorrow, they would have they would play on next Saturday, November 2nd, and play the winner of the 6 and 11 matchup, which would be who?
6 and 11. Oh, shoot. I got to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Utah. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Baylor.
Look at that quick math. Sports media major.
I haven't taken a math class since high school,
Oh,
boys.
my God. But yeah, I don't know. This is exciting stuff. This team's hot. They're playing good soccer right now. Coming off a good win against Colorado, and to have to close their regular season against Houston, who they should take care of business of. Houston has struggled this year.
And Colorado's one of those teams that was at the top of the Big 12 for a good portion of the early part of the season.
Yeah, they were ranked to open the year.
Yeah,
been very
Colorado.
good.
Like Nikki Izzo-Brown, if you haven't gone back and watched that women's soccer, her post-game speech that's on the Twitter or X, whatever, account right now. But, I mean, it was really, she talked about, it's a great team, really good team that they beat. And I think they're getting hot at the right time. And you look at their depth of scoring. I don't have them right now, but I was looking at it the other day. Respass has 6. I think Taylor White has 5. And you have 2 with 4. So, there's such a level of scoring. And, Schertzer recently got her first. Abby Alexa had her first career goal. So, anybody on this team can put the ball in the back of the net. And I think that's so important for this team, especially moving into conference tournament play. But if they lose this one, there's a chance of them flip-flopping with Oklahoma State for that 4th seed. Right now, WVU has the 3rd. A win locks them in for that one.
All right.
Yeah. Well, thanks for breaking that down, Luke, because that stuff is a little confusing. But great job.
That's what we're here for, Brian.
Yeah. Look at that.
Picking you up.
Yeah, but I mean, again, shout out to Coach Nikki Izzo-Brown after last year, obviously finishing below 500 and completely turned things around this season. The team's they're in the Big 12, and honestly, I didn't really know what to expect after the first couple games watching them play. I was a little, probably a little critical and whatnot. But they really just found ways to win. Their defensive back line has been superb the whole year.
Yeah.
And they found ways to win down the stretch of games, and that's going to be the key to success in the Big 12 championship. So, yeah, the Mountaineers really got it going.
We mentioned this briefly with talking about the men's team, but I think that this is even more so true with the women's team. Is they know how to win ugly, which is so important in the postseason, and especially when you're playing this closing stretch. I mean, your bodies aren't as fresh at this point in the year. It's a long season. They've been training all summer. And they come in and have to play what I would call a grueling Big 12 schedule. Having traveled to Arizona, playing these games on the road, they've been spectacular at home, which I think has really carried their momentum on the road, is knowing that they have a winning atmosphere here in Morgantown. But, yeah, being able to win these close games where things may not seem to go your way and be able to still find a way to come out on top, I think is huge for this team, especially as we get into the postseason.
Yes. Big 12 tournament starts this coming Wednesday.
Yep. We got anything else on soccer?
All good.
Not for me.
I got a sport that deserves some love, Luke.
I think I might know what it is.
This West Virginia volleyball team's on a winning streak.
Yeah, they are.
I'll let you say it.
Greenies, meanies, baby. Let's go. I love it. 2 Big 12 wins in a row.
Yep.
That's huge for this team. I think they're showing a lot more flashes than they did last year. I forget. Did they go win? They didn't get winless.
They won 2.
They won 2.
So at this
they've already
point,
matched their win total with a lot of season left, even though the Big 12's strong. I was talking with Bryce about this on the other guy's podcast or the other guy's radio show, which will take in a little bit of a late premiere this week. That'll be on Saturday. Maybe.
Oh, I have breaking news for you guys, real quick. We're talking about this. This show's going to go on the air.
Oh, let's go!
Oh, really?
Yeah, on Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock.
Let's go.
It'll be
Tuesday
like
morning.
Tuesday. If you're listening to this on the air, it's probably like Tuesday morning at like 11:30ish.
Okay.
Cool, man.
It's
nice.
right now. Oh,
Very
it is
nice.
Friday, October 25th. It has taken us 28 minutes to say that, but it is.
Oh, yeah.
Friday, October 25th.
If you made it, hey, listen.
If you made it this far,
the ones who made it this far deserve the news.
so
That's
we'll.
facts. That's facts.
Yeah. So that's exciting stuff. I meant to share that with you guys before we started recording, but
But no, I was
yes.
talking with
Go ahead.
Bryce
Yep.
on the other guys. So we were looking at it, I've talked a lot about how this team has the younger pieces that can be around next year that you can build off of.
Yep.
And even through the losses, you're seeing good things. And the thing is, a lot of the, next year does not matter to players like Lauren DeLoe, Sydney Reed, Kristen McBride. I believe there's one more.
He's not looking at anything. He's off the dome.
Haley Green. Is Haley Green a senior? She might be.
Yes.
Yes. So that to those 4 seniors, looking good for next year probably doesn't mean as much. They want to win now. They're at the back end of their career, and I think every player on that court wants to win right now, and they expect to win right now. And we can take the moral victories as much as we want, but at the end of the day, what makes you feel good is winning. And they've just done that 2 times in a row. That's got to be such a great feeling. I'm really happy for that team because after the really tumultuous years that they've had, they deserve some wins, and I believe they've worked for it. And they just did it against 2 pretty good teams, honestly.
You have something, Ryan?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I didn't really know what my expectations were for the team coming into the season, considering how they struggled last year. And Jen Greeny, her first year, it takes time to
Brian.
What?
You're good. Keep going.
What?
No, you moved away from the mic. That's all we were talking about.
The peak of your sentence right there.
Oh, now I kind of lost track.
No, you're good.
Kind of lost track.
I lost track.
Talk about what you expected for the team at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. Okay, never mind.
I'll pick you up. So I don't know if I've mentioned this on the show before, but this volleyball team is my beat for Mountaineer Playbook this year. So I've gotten to know some of the coaches and players and been in some practice and gotten to do some interviews and stuff, which has been a really interesting insight on how this team prepares and how they kind of operate. 2 married couples on the coaching staff, Jen and Burdette Greeny, along with Mike and Aubrey Becker. And I think that the culture of this program is something that really needs to be addressed. I actually just did my most recent story on the culture of this team. The combination of 6 transfers, 2 freshmen, and 3 international students is not an easy thing to kind of turn into a cohesive element, and they've done a great job of doing that. Every player and coach I've talked to has just beamed about the family atmosphere that this team has, and I think that we're starting to see that come into play, and it's turning into success with these 2 back-to-back wins in the Big 12. Greenies meanies are.
I need that to stick. I need that. I need to start some promo for it.
You need to start some promo. Okay, all right. We're gonna move on from volleyball. I think. In my notes here, I literally have tennis. Let Luke talk about tennis. So Luke, talk about tennis.
Tennis was recently at the ITA Atlantic Regionals. Very good start early from Lauda Villanueva Murillo, who played in the qualifying rounds, won her first 2 matches to get into the main draw. The only player to win in the main draw on day 1 was Misha Kucherova, a senior. And then moving on, a lot of the other girls made their way down, but Millie Hagginson had a really good showing in the bottom part of that bracket after the day 1 loss. She won 3 straight. Doubles, I believe, had a pretty decent weekend. I don't have it in front of me. I'm trying to get it up, but I had my first chance to get a look at them at the Martha Thorne Invitational 2-3 weeks ago. And honestly, I'm excited about it. Once they get some extra players, I believe, they just got one, Morgantown native, Lila Byers. Very exciting. This is a signing that Mountaineer fans should be excited about. Another Morgantown native on the team alongside Kat Wasik. And she's 4-star recruit, top recruit in the state, a big get for WVU, and a team that needs some extra bodies, some extra depth pieces. And I think, there's still some question marks. I haven't gotten, Julie Bousseau from France has not had a chance to play so far this year. Now she is, I expect her to be available for the spring. I would expect that they think that too. Lila Byers coming in. I mean, she's got to be pretty good. I haven't seen her play, though. She actually matched up against Misha Kucherova at the Thunder in the Mountains tournament, which it was like an open tournament. And she got a set on Misha. She took it to 3 sets. And that is a pretty tall task against a player like Kucherova. So this is a really exciting team. You didn't really know what it was going to look like after graduating, I believe, 3 players last year. Some very big pieces. So now, you have, I believe, Millie Hagginson could be a 1 seed for this team. I believe, Misha Kucherova, if she's healthy, has a chance to do that as well. There's some really good talent on this team, and I would expect them to take a step forward after last season.
Good stuff, Luke.
Yes.
Arizona.
Whew.
This is our last point.
Oh, wait, we need to talk about Rifle.
You can talk about Rifle.
Rifle's doing a really good job this year.
Rifle is ranked 4th in the country now. They went from 28 to 4. Is that real? Is that what happened?
No, they were like 2.
Who went cross country?
Yeah, I was going to say
cross country. No, yeah, cross country's 28 to 4.
That's the highest they were. 4th is the highest.
I was going to say
since 2008.
Rifle being 28 didn't make sense. I knew that.
There's not even. I think there's only 20 Rifle teams in the country, or at least.
Well, that would make even more sense of why 28 wouldn't make any sense.
I was looking at the CRCA poll, and it was only 20 teams. Maybe they just only do their poll at 20. But
Yeah, what do you got on rifle?
Rifle's also not like a booming sport in the United States either, so it's like,
No.
I'm not sure. But now
in this state it is.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. So the Rifle having a really good start. I mean, 4-0. They squeaked out a win against Georgia Southern, I believe it was. That was a 1-point win. That was a very big get for them. It was, I'm kind of confused as to how they dropped from 2 to 4 after starting out 4-0. I don't know. Maybe it's a cumulative from their scores or something, but it says it's a poll also. So
yeah, I don't have the answer to that question.
I don't really know either. But it's it's always an exciting time to be a fan of the WVU Rifle team. A lot of these freshmen are stepping in. Jacob Wisman for one, Cameron Camp, Ashlyn Blake. They are all putting up big numbers, especially in air rifle, shooting 590s and up out of 600. So now this team, I mean, when we talked to John Hammond, he said we're looking to compete again, and that's what they're doing. They're as good as ever. It's hard, can't give much insight into a team that's like they just come out and they do their thing and they win all the time. It's hard to find new things to say sometimes.
Yeah, that's okay. Oh no. There it is. Swimming and diving. Here we go. I'll run through this quickly, and then we'll talk Arizona even quicklier, and then give the space to the TCT guys. They got a match against Kentucky. Start the year here this weekend. That's tomorrow. Nope, that's today. That's today's date. That's right now at 2:00.
Almost there.
Snuck up on me.
Time flies, man, when you're having fun.
Yeah, so that's women's. Are you having fun, Brian?
Hey, MSI Friday, how could I not?
MSI Friday is always a good time.
MSI Friday.
But yeah, Kentucky will get their season started for real in 8 minutes here, as it's 1:52, and we should definitely touch on Arizona here. I've got some quick bullet points, and I'll kind of let you guys go around the horn here before we wrap things up. This is the first time these programs have ever played each other. Both teams are, I would consider, ice cold going into this game. WVU's lost their last 2. Arizona's lost their last 3. First-year head coach Brent Brennan is 3-4 and 1-3 in the Big 12. Something I thought was worth mentioning, that all 4 of WVU's losses are ranked teams.
Yeah.
3 of those are undefeated. Penn State, Pitt, and Iowa State are also all undefeated.
I mean, yeah.
It's true.
I have
You
a hard.
can't disagree with the fact. It's a true
I know.
It's a true statistic.
I have a hard time getting behind that argument though, because
I'm not arguing anything.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying. But like, there's a lot of people who go, well, everybody's undefeated and they're really good teams. Like, it's like, yeah, WVU after last season should be one of those really good teams right now.
Yeah,
I
would agree.
Yeah.
Go ahead and talk about Arizona. Let's go.
Yeah, Arizona. I mean, the thing is, all of their losses are to really good teams too. Kansas State lost. Texas Tech, who just suffered their first loss last weekend in the conference, I believe, and BYU and Colorado. So, I mean, they have quality losses, too. This could be a bit of a trap game here for WVU. I think everybody, at least me, I fully expect WVU to win this game based on who you're going up against. The only way I see them really posing any issue for WVU is if they just throw at McMillan every single play. Because, the pass defense has struggled for WVU. He is definitely probably a top 3 wide receiver in the country. So that's a big, big key to this game that they have to take care of. Scoring, they're allowing 27.57 points a game. It's just, this is a game that WVU's got to have. They have to key in on offense. Whoever's going at quarterback, because I don't think we've had a confirmation yet. Neil Brown wasn't ready to address it on Monday. So it's still a question mark at that, but we know that they are confident in Nico Marchiol either way.
Yeah. Well, I do think that Arizona is going to try to feed McMillan, knowing how the secondary for West Virginia has struggled. And I think that, again, I think both teams, kind of what I said before, they're in a similar position. It's a must-win game because it kind of narrows down the window of making the bowl game.
Yeah, both teams are.
They're both 3-4, so... yeah, and I think that it's a good test for West Virginia. How do you respond off, getting absolutely blown out on your home field, losing 2 straight home games,
2 straight home night games too.
Yeah, against ranked opponents. Now you have a chance to go on the road, first time playing Arizona. Again, McMillan's probably a name who's going to get drafted early in the first round, and that's a great test for the secondary and see how much they can grow because season we're past the halfway point roughly, I think. 3-4. So yeah, so I do think that it's going to be a big test for them, and the secondary really has to step up, like really for them to keep their goals alive.
I don't know. Something I think that probably does and should make Mountaineer fans nervous is that this WVU secondary is going up against a future first-round pick. And I think that, Luke, like you mentioned, that you kind of joked that the only way that this gets out of hand is to throw to him in replay. They might. They could.
Yeah.
Crazier things have happened. They won't throw to him literally every play, but I think they're definitely going to. That is a matchup that they're going to exploit. You have to imagine.
He
right?
has 47 receptions on the year. Next in line is Quail Conley with 25, and he's their running back.
What?
Yeah.
So they could throw to him. So
That's what I'm saying.
Safe to say that every time Arizona drops back, there's a strong chance that ball is going to.
I mean, statistically, it's looking good.
Yeah.
47 out of 152 receptions. I mean, and it's pretty spread out. I mean, there's some guys with 16, 17, 13. So it's really other than that, it does kind of like plateau there, but there's definitely one guy who they run the offense through in the receiving corps.
Yeah. All right, I think that's all I have, guys. Anything?
That's all I got.
My team plays in the World Series tonight.
Yeah, you got a big day ahead.
I have a big day.
My team plays on the ESPN at 7:30.
Yeah, go Knicks, baby.
Go Knicks.
It's Grizzlies season.
Yeah, we got. I mean, this October is far and away peak sports month,
Yes.
right? It has to be.
Yes.
Playoff baseball, hockey's back,
Yeah.
basketball's back, football's in full swing.
I really can't put into words.
March is really
Yeah, March.
Yeah.
March tests
Yes.
October, but it's close. It's between those two. Go on.
I can't put into words how badly I need Memphis Grizzlies basketball right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're. Yeah,
I
you
am-
do.
I am in pain all the time.
Oh
man.
no.
It's
Sorry,
like
Luke.
yeah. the Titans and Commanders play this year. They'll play each other at some point. Dude, if Marcus
If Marcus Mariota plays against the Titans, I think Luke's head's gonna explode. He's
Dude,
shaking right now. Just
I
thinking about
actually
it.
had to lay down after I saw that video of him and Derrick Henry reuniting after the Ravens
Oh,
Commanders
no.
game.
You had to lay down,
I had to sit down and I was like,
just a huff.
yeah. I was like,
Well, at least they're both on winning teams, Luke.
yeah, they are.
You know.
I'm rooting for him. I really am. I'm rooting for the Ravens the rest of the way because of Henry.
There you go.
He looks unreal in
He
Baltimore.
does. He does. They let him walk.
They let him walk. We're gonna get out of here before Luke loses his mind.
Yeah.
Also, Joey Brady needs a studio.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, we're his first segment anyway, so it's like,
I guess we are.
who has the real power here? I'm just.
I don't think this is about power. I think this is just. All right, we're getting out of here. If you're still listening, we appreciate you. This has been your most recent episode of Mountaineer Sports Insider.